early as 1928, the communists declared that the racial differences among our people constituted the weakest and most vulnerable point in our social fabric.
Now one and name boys, we dey above them. So make them go and fight them sister and them brother. Then now one and name boys, we dey above them. So make them go and fight them sister and them brother. Then now one and name boys, we dey above them. So make them go and fight them sister and them brother. Then now one and name boys. Now watch no funny face, cause the whole of them a beat. And I several time them lost all them face in a space. Now listen to no fuck with talk, come from them heart. You them, now chat the road where them walk. And I watch no funny face, cause the whole of them a beat. And I several time them lost all them face in a space. Now listen to no fuck with talk, come from them heart. You them, now chat. Me say that one that near miles. We dey above them, yo. So Turban have no time, figure matter them, the one that name boys. We dey above them. So make them go and fight them sister and them brother, then the one that name boys. We dey above them. So make them go and fight them sister and them brother, then the one that name boys. We dey above them. So make them go and fight them sister and them brother, then the one.
By constantly probing and straining at this one spot, they calculated that eventually the cloth could be torn apart and that Americans could be divided, weakened, and perhaps even set against each other in open combat.
What we are against is the teaching of contested political ideas as if they are accepted fact. We don't do this with communism, we don't do this with socialism, we don't do it with capitalism. And I want to speak about a dangerous trend in race relations that has come far too close to home to my life, and it is the promotion of critical race theory, an ideology that sees my blackness as victimhood and their whiteness as oppression. I want to be absolutely clear, this government stands unequivocally against critical race theory.
We dey above them, so make them go and fight them sister and them brother, then the one that name boys. We dey above them, yo. I just we clean after that about them, the one that name boys.
We mustn't kid ourselves into thinking that the communists have placed their agitators only into the black communities. They're working both sides of the street. They want hatred, violence, and bloodshed between the races, and they don't care how they get it or whom they use, even children if necessary.
Them. So make them go and fight them sister and them brother, then the one and name boys. We dey above them. So make them go and fight them sister and them brother, then the one and name boys. We dey above them. So make them go and fight them sister and them brother, then the one and name boys. We dey above them. So make them go and fight them sister and them brother, then the one and name boys.
The organization behind these preparations has almost unlimited financial resources, and it provides both training and leadership based upon years of experience in many other countries. Our enemies are deadly serious about their task, and it's nothing short of national suicide for us to continue to ignore their plans and their progress. The violent revolution becomes of primary value to the communists to the extent to which it can be used to condition the masses psychologically to accept the non-violent revolution, which is offered supposedly as the only alternative. Hoping to avoid further violence and bloodshed, the public is to be pressured into accepting measures that will move the country gradually and legally toward communism, but without calling it that. The strategy of the proletarian revolution calls for the quiet conversion of our government into a communist regime, but under the banner of socialism.
Some schools have decided to openly support the anti-capitalist Black Lives Matter group, often fully aware that they have a statutory duty to be politically impartial. Black lives do matter, of course they do, but we know that Black Lives Matter movement, capital BLM, is political. And what would be nice would be for members on the opposite side to condemn many of the actions that we see this political movement instead of pretending that it is a completely wholesome anti-racist organization. There is a lot of pernicious stuff that is being pushed, and we stand against that. We do not want to see teachers teaching their white pupils about white privilege and inherited racial guilt. And let me be clear, any school which teaches these elements of critical race theory as fact, or which promotes partisan political views such as defunding the police without offering a balanced treatment of opposing views, is breaking the law.
They have one and only one solution for all problems: more government, and then more and more until it's total government. And forgive me for saying it one more time. Total government is communism.